What's up, YouTube? Hope y'all staying blessed. Man, I'm gonna drop a few gems on y'all today. I've been getting a lot of people asking me to do obedience work with their dogs. I don't really be having time to do obedience work because I be trying to get my dogs up to par. Then I still work. I work full time, so I don't really be having time to take on other dogs. But as soon as I start working for myself, man, I might start taking on 1 or 2 dogs doing some obedience. But I'm gonna do y'all something even better, man. I'm gonna teach y'all how to do y'all own obedience with y'all dogs. But this method right here is gonna be called the clicker method or the marker method, whatever you want to call it. You know, they got 2 or 3 names for it. But basically, every time your dog gives you some desired behavior, you'll mark it. Like say, if I'm gonna be working with my boy Steve Puppy. I'm gonna bring Santana out there too. He not perfect, but I'm gonna show y'all where I'm trying to get Steve Puppy to, which actually, I did 1 session with him. His puppy actually pretty good. I probably should use another dog because he took it pretty quick. So he gonna kind of look like he already know what he's doing. He's just a smart dog, honestly. But I only did 1 session with him and he just kind of took to it like that. So it probably looked like it's easy because like with Camilla, I had to physically make her sit and physically put her down until she understood what I was trying to get her to do. So basically what I'm gonna be doing is every time your dog gives you some desired behavior, I'll mark it by saying yes, or you can use a clicker. I don't really use clickers because I like both of my hands to be free. Like, cause typically I have a leash in one hand and I have my treats in the other hand. That's just how I do it, you know. That's how I like to do it. I know other trainers that'll say, you know, their way is the only way. This is how I like to do it. I'm not a professional trainer, but I do my own obedience with my own dog. So I'm gonna give y'all the gym on what I do. So basically, like I said, as soon as they give you some desired behavior, as soon as they sit, as soon as they butt hit the ground, you'll mark it. I mark it by saying yes, or you'll use your clicker. But like I said, I don't use it, but I'll mark it as soon as they butt hit the ground. Yes, give them a treat. And I'll mark it every time. So with that being said, once you start marking it every time, the desired behavior, eventually you'll give your dog so many treats, and over time, they'll be stimulated by you saying yes. So the whole idea of it is you can stimulate your dog by saying yes without having to physically get them a treat. And that's the theory behind marker training or clicker training or whatever you want to call it, which I find work the best. But they got a bunch of different methods, but you know, you can't use the same method for every dog. So, but for my dogs, that's what I like to use, the marker method, because it works best. So eventually when you get farther on down the line, like say when you get your dog to start sitting and staying, or you be away from your dog, the idea of it is like, say if he's 15, 20, 30 yards away, I can mark it as soon as they do desired behavior. I can mark it by saying yes without physically having to go out there and give them a treat. It's actually, somebody did a study on some dogs. I was actually watching it on a YouTube channel. I can't think of the dude's name, man. It was a dude that did a study behind some dogs, and every time the dogs ate, they'll ring a bell like right before they let the food drop. And they noticed that every time that the bell rings, the dogs will get stimulated because they start anticipating the food coming. So that's the whole theory behind it. So you want your dogs to be able to anticipate you praising them or giving them food so they know they're doing good. So say if you're out there working, maybe you don't have any treats once you get farther on, but say if you don't have any treats and your dog do something, like you out working, you're doing obedience, your dog do something good, you can mark it then by saying yes, no, and it'll stimulate them. So that's the whole theory behind it. Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm not really big on obedience. It's honestly kind of boring to me. I'd rather be doing bite work, but everybody knows you gotta have your obedience first. You can't do bite work without having your obedience. But that's just something that gotta be done. You know, it ain't really no way around it. But like I said earlier in the video, I'm gonna have Santana. I'm gonna take him around, make him sit, stay. Like I said, he's not perfect, but I just want to give y'all an idea on where I'm gonna be headed with Steve Dog. I'm gonna get him up to part. Same thing with the puppies in the garage. I need to do another update video on the puppies, man. I've been thinking about changing the names around. I was gonna name my little black puppy Sinaloa. I think I'm gonna switch them around, man, because I really still haven't found a name for this Rottweiler puppy, man. If y'all got a good name for that Rottweiler puppy, man, drop it in the comments, man. I was thinking about Aaliyah, but I don't know. I don't really want to name her Aaliyah, man. I think I want to go a different route. But with the treats I use weenies because they're more cost efficient. You can go get you 2, 3, 4, 5 packs of weenies and it'll last you a while versus going in the store spending $4 or $5 on some treats. And weenies are soft. They don't really choke on them. If they do choke on them, they soft. They can just cough them right up versus getting like a treat that's hard. They actually gotta chew it. If you get a treat that's hard, they gotta chew it up, and that take time. Now you gotta wait for them to chew it up before you can continue to start back training. So I like to use Wendy's because they soft, they swallow them easy, and you won't have no problems with them. But I'm gonna show y'all how to cut these Wendy's up, man, and we gonna get Santana, meet up with Steve, and get out there and get to it. So this is a little video of how I do my weenies. I only got one hand, so it's gonna be kind of hard to show y'all, but I kind of just cut them real small like that. Then I take that, cut them in half like that, and I do the whole pack like that. Cut them in small pieces like that, then take them, cut them in halves. And that's pretty much it for the weenies. Cut them down, cut them in halves, and like I said, they so soft, they'll eat them pretty quickly or whatever. I'm gonna cut these up and then we're gonna get outside and I'm gonna show y'all how to get y'all dogs to sit, stay down. It's gonna be a whole little process. We ain't gonna do it all in one day, but it's gonna be a whole little process, so y'all just follow it. Look like when y'all done. Cut them like that. I got like a little plastic bag like this. I'm gonna dump them in him, set them in my pocket. Yes, I'm gonna give y'all a little demonstration. I'm gonna give y'all a little demonstration of what we're gonna do with Steve. Right now he do good with no distractions, but what we need to work on with him is doing it while he distracted. But right now, this is just a little demonstration of where he's gonna be in the 3 weeks. Which he's so smart, he gonna get it pretty quick. But this is kind of how we gonna do it. Come on, go. All right. Sit. Stay. Stay. Hold on. Go. Sit. Go. Sit. Stay. Cute. Sit. 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 Down. Stay. Side. Stay. Then come. Hey. Come. Come. Come down. Sit. Heel. Come on. Come on. Sit. Yes. Heel. Hey. Come on. Sit. Heel. Sit. Down. Stay. Heel. Heel. Now sit. Down. Stay. Heel. Sit. Down. Stay. See, I don't really give him treats as much. I make him work for it a little bit more. But with him, I'm gonna probably give him a treat every time. Sit down. Heel. Sit. Yes. So I'll make him work for it. So my bag of treats will last a long time with him because I'm making him work for it more. Sit down. Stay. Stay. Sit down. Come. Sit down. Hey. Sit down. Come. Sit. Yes. Heel. Sit. Down. Down. Yes. Come on, heel. It's okay. Yeah, with him, it ain't really perfect. Normally, if he kind of sitting sideways, I don't really reward him. But I ain't doing like no competition sports and nothing like that because it got to be perfect. But like this just really a rough draft of kind of what we're gonna do with Diesel. But he do pretty good, man. I'm gonna do another little run through with him and we're gonna grab Diesel. Heel. Sit. Heel. Come. Sit. Yes. He gave me some desired behavior. I marked that behavior by saying yes, and now he's waiting for the next command. As soon as I get a treat out. Heel. Sit. Down. Down. Yes. gonna run and grab Diesel, but that's just like a little rough drive, man. I really don't even work him like I should. He was getting distracted a little bit, but shit, that's why we practice. But if I start working with him every day, man, he gonna be real nice. But Diesel smart, man. I was working with him a little bit yesterday, and he was taking on to it real good. So man, we're finna grab him, and shit, we'll be right back. Alright, see here we got Diesel. My first time working with him was yesterday, so he kind of already seen me because he smelled the treats in my hand. But man, we only did that session for about 15 minutes. He a Mal, he's smart, man. Steve say he's shepherd, he a Mal, he's smart. He take right on to it. So this is what I normally do. Like say if I got a beginning puppy, ain't done nothing with him. This is how I normally started. Every time he give me some desired behavior, I'm gonna mark it every time. And then as he get older, like towards what Santana is, I'll start making him work for it more and more and more and more. But this is how we'll start off. Diesel. Sit. Sit. Yes. So once his butt hit the ground, once he get in that position, I'll mark it by saying yes and give him the treat. We'll wean him off. His head, his body will follow along with this treat. Yep. Yep. Sit. Yes. And he already staying in position. A lot of dogs make mistakes. But like I said, this puppy here is smart, so it's gonna be a breeze going with him. Yep. Good boy. Yep. Yep. Even though he's to the side, I'ma still mark it because he get the idea. Yes. But normally, I want him straight looking forward because it's gonna create more work later. But like, we ain't gonna be doing no competition sports or anything like that. So as long as he's sitting and listening to my commands, I'm cool with it. Yep. Yep. Yes. As soon as his butt hits the ground, we're gonna mark it and say yes. Normally, I'll wait a little while before I start implementing it down, but he getting it so quick, I'm gonna go ahead and start implementing. When I want to get him down, I'm gonna bring it directly to their nose and go straight down with it until he laying all the way down, and I give it to him so he know what I'm trying to get him to. Down, yes. Boy, yes. Like I said, he's staying in position. He ahead of his time, man. I can tell now with him, I'm gonna have to start giving him treats for sitting so far away from me because he's getting farther and farther back. So I'm gonna start implementing him being like straight sitting by my side, because if not, he gonna get used to getting the treat doing it like this. Here. Sit. Yes. Leave it. Here. Yes. See, now he's straightening it up some. But then too, if you got a puppy that's kind of leaning out to the side, bring the treat over, because he's facing his body towards the treat. So now that I done brought my treat over directly in front of him, he's starting to sit straight now. Yep. Every other desired behavior. Then too, he focused in on me a lot too. If I wasn't so slow with the treats, we'll be on with it. I ain't give him a treat because he didn't give me what I was looking for. Right, down, sit. Here. Sit. Yes. And sometimes to get him in position, I pull them with my left hand. That's why I don't like the clippers. So I pulled him with my left hand to get him where I wanted him, and then made him fall behind with the treat. Yep. That's why I like the weenies. Like I told y'all in the earlier video, they're soft and they can eat them real quick. Heel. Heel. Sit. Heel a little farther away from the foot. Alright, come on. Sit. Alright. Sit. Yes. Down. Yes. Heel. Sit. Yes. But yeah, with him, man, we're gonna do this about, man, 2-3 times a week. It really don't take long, but we're gonna do it about 2-3 times a week, man, until he get older. Then he'll start getting it. And another thing we gotta do is start bringing some distractions in. Like with Santana, that's one of his flaws. Like he'll do it good back here, but you know when we're doing protection work, that's all he be focused on is doing the protection work. So now start trying to blend everything in together. But y'all will see the whole process with him, and then when my puppies in the garage, man, y'all will see it with them. So y'all will be able to watch from start to finish with all 4 of these puppies. And then like I said, Santana nowhere near where he should be because I don't have the time to do it with him every day. But y'all will get to see from where he is now. Like y'all see he do okay, you know what I'm saying, out here by himself, but y'all will be able to see me do a lot of obedience once we start doing protection work. And that's when it really started clicking all together. But shit, I'm gonna get with y'all. We finna get some distractions for Santana. We'll set him back up, and I'm gonna show y'all how we get them used to being distracted. All right, so now we got Santana. I got Steve out here with the sleeve, and this is where your corrections gonna really start to come into play. I got Steve right here with the sleeve, distracting him, and I'm gonna correct him and let him know, like, hey, no, that's undesired behavior. Basically, still marking that bad behavior, and I want him to listen to me. You'll get the sleeve when I tell you can get it. You can wave it around for a little bit. All right, no, come on, here, no, all right, no, all right, no. Sit. No. Heel. You good. Heel. No. Okay. Sit down. Sit. No. Come on. Sit. Yes. I went on ahead and marked his good behavior since he did sit. When I wanted him to sit, stay. No. Hey. Down. Yes. I'm gonna get back to marking every day he do good, that way he know. Because he's so used to going after the sleeve when he want to go after it, that he's not really used to controlling himself. So now I'm gonna start back marking all his good behaviors, that way he know, like, you know, stay calm, pay him no mind. I'm gonna get him back at my side, then I'm gonna get him to distract me a little bit. Hey, all right, come on. No, come on. Sit. I'm not gonna give it to him because he's sitting behind because he's worried about him. So I'm gonna flip back around. Come on. Here. All right. Come on. Here. All right. No. Here. No. Sit. Yes. So, like I told him sit, he kind of laid down on me at first. I corrected him. I told him sit. He sit where I wanted him to sit. So, I want to sit with him. All right, leave him. Heel. All right, no. Sit. Down. Yes. Stay. Heel. No. Leave it. Y'all notice he's starting to get less and less worried about him and more focused on what I'm saying. So basically, we'll do this, like I said, 3 to 5 times a week until he can wave that sleeve around in his face if he wants him to budge. Because that's the whole objective anyway. Down. Yes. Heel. No. Heel. Sit. Wave it around a little bit. No. No. Come on. Sit. Hey. Heel. Down. Down. Yes. Wave it around a little bit, Steve. Alright. Nope. Heel. Nope. So basically, look, this will be a continual process. So we'll keep doing it until he gets the point like, okay, I can't get it just because he jumped at me. So eventually, once he understands he can't go after that sleeve just because he jumped at him, once he understands that point, then I let him go get it. And that's how he get the point of I can't get it until I'm allowed to go get it. Sit. Down. Stay. No. Hey. Sit. Sit. I'm gonna see if he'll stay in the same spot. Don't do anything just yet. I'm gonna see if he'll stay in the same spot. Hey, stay. 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 I'm not gonna drop my leash just because of the situation. Come. Sit. Yes. Good boy. I marked his good behavior because he actually listened to me. Because he could have tried to go for him, but he actually listened. Down. Stay. Stay. Alright. No. Down. Down. Stay. Stay. Come. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Oh, shit. Yes. My bad, y'all. I almost dropped the tree. Sometimes I be fucking up. I don't know if they can see that. Oh, yeah. So he actually jumped that time and he didn't budge. That's what I'm looking for. For him to be able to jump and not even budge. Jump in one time. Sit. Yes. That's exactly what I want right there. You can mess with him, he don't budge until I tell him to. That's exactly what I listen to. Give me one more. Stay. Yes. That's it. I'm gonna end it on that note. So now he get it, I'm gonna end it right there. Just because he gets it. Good boy. Good boy.